Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We're going to be talking about mental health. Despite the fact that I talk about meditation, I talk about mindfulness, I'm not immune to depression, sadness, frustrations, anger, jealousy. These things are normal human emotions. And I hate to say it, there's just no way to get rid of it entirely, unfortunately. One of the things that we can do is embrace the fact that it's going to happen. This is not something you're going to be able to change, but we can and you can develop tools to overcome these things. At least handle the scenarios a little bit more constructively and helpful. I still feel the same way everyone else does. I still have those same emotional like fight or flight responses, and that can be really difficult and painful and sad. And if you're like me, and you may not, I mean, some of you are, some of you aren't, you might try to shut down, push everyone away. Some people want to announce it to the world. I'm sad. They put in their bios on their Discord situation. They're like, oh, I'm so miserable. Things are terrible. That's just breeding negativity and will continue to perpetuate additional sadness, sorrow, and woe into your friends, into your family, into your community. It's important to talk about these things with people you love and who support you, but you don't want to continuously burden them with the same levels of stress and anxiety. One of the ways you can do that where you still reach out and get your love and support and are uplifted is by taking care of yourself. It always starts with you. You have to take that into control. When you feel that weight of panic, that weight of anxiety, I genuinely have to take a step back. I take a step back and I do a little breathing exercise, also known as a pranayama, if I'm not mistaken. And these little breathing exercises help bring your focus from whatever's externally crushing me with anxiety, dread, fear, panic, fight or flight, whatever the situation is. I have to bring that attention back and go, okay, let my rational mind kind of grab onto what's happening so that I can calm myself down. So I usually try to be as graceful as I can. Especially if I'm live in front of people, I take a deep breath. Maybe I'll take a BRB break and go talk to, let the dog out, letting the emotions kind of drain out a little bit, decompress for a moment, come back with a clear head. A lot of people, there's an old saying, go sleep on it, right? Sometimes sleeping on is really good. Now, if you're like me or several other people, if there is conflict, you want to resolve that, especially if there's another person involved. But recognize that there are many, many types of people out there, and people handle situations in different levels of maturity, different ways. There's just people see things from a different set of eyes, different set of backgrounds, different set of morality, and different viewpoints. Sometimes people don't see the things that you're seeing. Some people think you're seeing stuff that's not there. You just can't get into somebody's head entirely. So what I like to do is take a step back, breathe, come back with a rational, clear mind, and see if I can resolve it like an adult, right? The more you interrupt your mental process, your thought pattern, if you're constantly thinking about that person who wronged you, if you're constantly worrying about that new bill that just came in, you're really freaking out about your job or that exam or how stream went or anything, whatever it is, you're thinking about it, and now you're just worrying about it. Now you're reaching for new things to continue to fuel that negative fire. If you just stop that process as much as you can with just thinking again, feeling again. You don't have to do it exactly like that. I've had some people that I know who I've taught or recommended this technique to say, "Oh, well, I changed it up. I said, fluff you." You know what I meant. And I'm like, okay, whatever works, as long as it brings your attention back to you and breaks the thought pattern. That continuous interruption makes it easier to disengage from the continuation of those negative thoughts and emotions. There's so many wonderful things you can do to bring yourself back and push that pressure, that sensation, that panic away from yourself. You can stamp your foot when you're feeling panicked or overwhelmed. This brings you an immediate sensation of presentness, that it is no, like they do to recommend this technique when you're having a panic attack, to just stamp your foot down as hard as you can. Don't hurt yourself, but that physical abrupt motion will bring your attention to your foot, to your leg, to the ground. This literally grounds you. There's another fun technique I once saw a lecturer give. Wiggle your big toe. You can feel it in the sock or on the bare carpet. You can feel it on the grass. Wherever you're sitting, you now are paying attention to that. That brings your present consciousness to your body and allows you a moment to basically disengage from the discourse that's going on in your mind and your heart about these external forces. I remember specifically when I was having an extremely heavy panic attack during a very difficult time in my life. I was scared, like the fear and the panic was overwhelming. I could barely breathe. I put my hand on the wall. The bumpy map texture of the cinder block stucco was enough to kind of pull me back in. And that was another sensation that I was quite, that is similar, just to have it doing some sort of physical action that's kind of out of the realm of what you would normally do on a day-to-day basis, that draws your attention back to your body, your physical body, right? Then there's meditation. Now, a lot of people go, oh, meditation, that's annoying, that's tough, that's hard, I can't sit still. There's lots of different types of meditation. Just like you can say there's sports. Well, how many sports? What kind of sports? There's so many. Just like every sport, there's tons and tons and tons of different meditation techniques. A lot of the things people think is that you have to do technique of the meditation in this super archaic style. And yes, those archaic, time-honored traditional meditation forms, mantras, poses all have seriously strong grounding in why it's very effective. But there are ways to meditate that can be more loose, can be more joyous, can be more personal. Taking a nice hot bath or shower is something that a lot of you might already do. I've known a lot of folks who say, when I get sad, depressed, or overwhelmed, I go take a bath or I go take a shower. Because why? When we're in the shower, when we're in the bath, that's sometimes the only time we truly get a moment of peace and quiet and serenity to just ourselves. You are alone with your body, the sensation of the water, and your thoughts. Some people love to listen to music. Throw on some headphones, dump onto your beanbag, lay in bed, or just sit in your comfy, lazy chair and just listen to music that brings you comfort and joy. And let the world slip by. Think of meditation and mindfulness exercises as a tapering up medication. You take a little bit each and every day, and it continues to build up in your system to continue to grow the benefits of the medication. Same exact thing with meditation, mindfulness. Even if you're feeling fantastic, having a wonderful day, a moment of mindfulness or meditation or both is good for your heart and soul and mind, right? The number one excuse is, I don't have time. I don't have time. I can't sit still. I don't have a yoga mat. I don't have a safe place to do this, or I don't have a quiet place to do this. Then stick to some mindfulness technique, breathing, things like that. Hang out on your 15-minute lunch break in between classes. On the drive to and from school, if you're being chauffeured or you're carpooling, you can always find time to do those things. Those will lay the groundwork for mental wellness and the resilience to handle what is to come, because we all face challenges, stress and anxiety in our lives, and we weather it well or we weather it poorly, and that's all individual. It's always important to address the problems that come up in our lives. It really is. You do want to pay attention to the challenges that are occurring and formulate in a rational and sensible way how to handle these problems. But there is a point where that rationality, that analytical self, gets overtaken by panic and stress and fear. And that is where you need to find the way to sever those lines. And those are some of the basic tools that I use. But with these tools, you can definitely succeed and continue to grow. And I really hope that some of the things I've talked about can kind of give you pause for thought and help you the next time you're feeling a little bit like a crushed Coke can from all that anxiety or panic. But what do you do when you're feeling super anxious, when you're feeling panic? Do you shower? Do you listen to music? Do you go for a walk or a bike ride? Do you exercise? Do you overeat? What are you doing? And where can you find a constructive alternative if it is a negative? I love you guys. Thank you again for watching. I hope you're really enjoying these little talks, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and notification bell and all that fun stuff. Mwah. Bye, everyone.